So we talk about how to double, triple, quadruple, 10 times, 100 times your business, what you need to do. First of all, you need to simplify the way you think about your business. I was talking about this yesterday. You need to uncomplicate your mind. Because when you're in your own business, it's really easy to get like all wrapped up in it. And especially it's like, this doesn't work and I can't do that and this is screwed. You just think about it simply. And this is how your business functions, right? Promotion and advertising drives traffic to a website or people in the store or makes your phone ring, and that gets you leads to a prospect. Some of them convert to customers, and some of those customers buy more stuff, right? That's all there is to it. Business is simple. You don't agree with me? So I think of this is like a money production line. How did Henry Ford revolutionize building cars?
He was a Nazi.
He was a Nazi.
He was a Nazi. He was very pro-Hitler.
Yes.
He was an anti-Semite.
But besides that,
I'm sorry, Joe.
Thank you, John.
I was way out of line.
You were way ahead of me, that's all. Way ahead of me. So Henry creates the assembly line, right? And he says, what if we just, put a car on a rail and we push it down and we put parts on? So, basically it's raw parts come in the front end, cars come out the back end. Same way you need to think about your business. Leads, people come in the front end, money comes out the back end. It's just this process of doing that, right? A good marketing plan, traffic and leads start at one end, customer sales and profits come out the other end. And again, just think of this as an overall thing. Put more people in, more money comes out. Even more people in, more money comes out. It's a good cycle. Okay? It's basically you just think about it, raw material. And it doesn't matter where they're coming from or what the source is or anything else. Okay? We're going to try to show you how we look at our business and try to uncomplicate it as much as possible. Now, there's obviously moving parts and nothing is, overly simple. But the more we can streamline the process of what we're doing and the faster we can move, the more money we can make. Okay? So if we put more people in, we make more money. If we improve the production process, right? If we improve conversion, we improve how many people buy, improve how much more money we make, then we get to keep making more money, right? Now, we talked about this a little bit yesterday or this morning about numbers. You have to know the numbers on your business. You have to. And if you don't know them, you got to go get them. And if you don't know what they are because you've not made any yet, you got to at least create some assumptions, which that software Brian talked about yesterday that you have will help you do. But you got to have numbers because the whole life of marketing is numbers. And it doesn't mean you have to be a math genius. You don't have to be a spreadsheet genius, but you got to do some basic numbers. Because if you don't know these, you can't fix anything. What you can measure, you can improve. But you're not going to know the difference if you're like, oh, I think it feels better. I think it feels better is just like throwing money away because you'll be wrong a lot. And it's okay to be wrong a lot, but marketing kind of works like this. You get to be wrong a lot, okay? And you want to be wrong a lot for little amounts. And then you hit something, then you find the thing that works, and that completely overwhelms the little things that were wrong. Okay? You're like a small version of a venture capitalist, right? Venture capitalists place a lot of big bets. They're looking for something that becomes $1 billion company. And it's okay if they lose 20 million or 40 million or 50 million on something as long as they hit the billion. Okay? You're just doing that on a smaller scale. Okay? We're going to skip the part where we do 30 or 40 million. I do like the socks, though.
I realized I couldn't walk around.
I really should. Yeah, there's no way to get around. That's right. All right? So if we know what our numbers are, then we can set some goals for how we want to get there. And setting goals is really important. Okay? The human brain wanders around aimlessly unless you give it a target to aim at. Because if you're like, I don't know what to do today, guess what you'll get done? Nothing. You'll get on Facebook, and 8 hours later be like, yeah, I did some research today, but you didn't do anything. Right? So you always want to start with a plan. You need to start with goals. You need to set your target as to where you want to get to. So let's set up a starting point, a fictitious business. This business gets 10,000 visitors a month to its website. 10% of those people become leads, so we have 1,000 leads. 5% of them become buyers, we have 50 buyers. The average sale is $200, so 200 times 50 is $10,000. Back-end sales is $100 times 50 buyers, $5,000. And total sales, $15,000 a month. Back-end sales are sales that you don't make on day one. They're follow-up sales, they're selling other products. They might be affiliate commissions that you're generating. So all of these, this is just the starting point. And again, when you write your numbers down, some of you will probably look at this and say, well, some of those numbers really suck. Well, they do. This is the great part about writing them down, because when you look at your numbers and they suck, you're like, I probably should work on this part, right? And we'll talk about what to work on first. But really simple, if you want to double your sales, what do you need to do? Pick one of these things and double it. Or pick two of them and increase it by 50%. So what happens if you do that? One of the easiest things, always if you have something that's making money, the easiest way to make more money is get more people. So if you double traffic to 20,000 visitors, okay, all these other numbers have to double. Because the funnel does whatever it does. And whether it's perfect or not, it's getting leads, it's getting buyers, it's getting sales, right? So if you double this, you go from 15 to 30,000 a month. Even though this might be not perfect, okay? Because you don't have to wait till you have the perfect funnel. Again, you'll see these people that are teaching on webinars and everything, they're just like, oh, if you're not getting 78% on your opt-in page, you guys suck. So then you're sitting there going, I can't roll this out, I can't get more traffic, I only get 10%. Okay? The difference between 10% and 78% is, this is making money, so it doesn't suck. You can make it better, but you gotta remember, if you've got a process that's making money, it's okay. Right? The internet's a wonderful place. You can be bad at stuff and get paid. If you get mediocre, you can get paid a lot. Okay? You don't gotta conquer everything. Now, this funnel, we just make this up. It's not perfect, but it makes money, so that's okay. We put more people in, we double our money. So doubling traffic increases sales from 15 to 30,000. What happens if you double two numbers? It gets to be more fun. What if we fix this opt-in rate to 20%? Right, that would make a huge difference. And how hard would it be to split test 3 or 4 different opt-in pages? Right, not hard. Okay, so we get an incremental increase. And now we have, we've doubled our traffic, but now we're getting 4,000 leads, which gets you twice as many buyers, which gives you twice as much money from buyers, twice as much back-end money, and you go to $60,000. Now, how many people believe it's possible to do those two things? Sure, because it's not rocket science. It's a good thing for me. I wasn't good at that. So you double two numbers, basically 4 times the numbers, you get to 60,000 a month. If you double 3 numbers, it's even more fun. What if we increase our conversion rate to 10%? Okay? That's going to obviously create twice as many buyers, 80,000 in more back-end sales because I got twice as many buyers. Now I get $120,000 a month. Okay? Working through this. Now, never in history are you able to exactly do everything, but you see what happens is you keep increasing these numbers. Even if you incrementally increase them, all that extra money goes to your bottom line. Okay, we went from 15,000 to 120,000. Double 4 numbers. It's even more fun because now we're going to double our average sale. In a lot of cases, you can really increase your average sale if you start just testing different things. Testing different prices, product combinations, bundle products, upsell products, all the stuff that Brian was talking about yesterday with the funnel software, right? Okay? That's where this becomes important, because if I can make twice as much money in a buyer, I'm going to make more money. So now 4 numbers, because the numbers come out weird, it's 13.3 times that it increased, but 15,000 to 200,000. And if you double all 5, because you could probably get more back-end money out of this, right? If you had people who on average spent $400, wouldn't you think you could sell more than $200 on the back end? Sure. Okay? So again, double up that number. Okay, and now we've gone from $15,000 to $240,000 a month. Now, never going to be that simple or that perfect, but if you increased all those numbers by 33%, you'd still end up with a massive, massive increase, right? So, what are your increased goals? All right, get your goals, hang on. All right, so it's not quite that easy, but it's easier than you think to do stuff. First of all, like I said, you got to get your specific numbers for your business. You have to know those numbers. This is what happens. I'm getting this many people, I'm getting this many leads, this many buyers. Here's what I'm making from them. Okay? So you want to get them and write them all out, put them in a Google Doc, put them in a spreadsheet, whatever you're comfortable with, but just write out all the numbers. And then a really key number is the lifetime value of your customers. So that's just taking your average customer and seeing how much money they spend. So if you generated 5,000 customers last year, in their whole lifetime, what will they spend with you? Okay? Now, if you sell them a one-time thing, they don't spend much. You put them in Netflix, and they stay as a member for the next 30 years, right? It's like, was Netflix getting now $12? I know they just raised it, but I don't know. But I mean, $144 a year. Right? But the $12, does it sound like much? But then you're like, okay, so it's $140 a year, 30 years, all of a sudden the average customer is $4,000, right? And incrementally, servicing a Netflix customer costs almost nothing, right? Just a little bit of bandwidth to stream, okay? I mean, collectively, they got to spend billions of dollars to source content, but every guy they add is a $4,000 guy or whatever, right? So you need to know the lifetime value of your customers, because that's going to tell you how much money you spend to get them. It's a big, important thing. Then define your goals. Where do I want to go? How do I want to get there? And then here's the key thing. You want to find the leverage points. The leverage points are, when you look at your business, you'll just look at it and go, wow, this number isn't good. This is probably the easiest place for me to go increase my number. Now, that might be traffic. If we go back to the very beginning, I'm going to lose myself here in a minute. Okay, so the very beginning, how many of you looked at this and said, wow, that conversion rate's really low on the opt-ins, right? I mean, you just look at this and go, wow, we should fix that. Because when you start looking at your numbers, you're going to look and go, wow, we need to fix this one. This is where we should concentrate first. We'll run some split tests and maybe get it to 15%. But 15% would increase all your numbers by 50%. So that just little 5% would take $15,000 to $22,000 a month. That's huge. You did a little opt-in page fooling around, all of a sudden you make $7,000 more a month, $84,000 more a year. I mean, you look at that kind of thing, and it's like, well, I can focus on that for a little bit for $80,000, right? It's probably worth a couple hours. But so the leverage points are really important, because it's where we want to start, because they're the easiest places to get the most result. Okay? Obviously, in a perfect world, you'd get the 200 people that work for you, and you'd get them all focused in teams, fixing all of your stuff and improving it. But you don't have those 200 people, so we want to marshal your resources to focus on what's important. Where can we get the most bang for our effort, the most results? Okay? So when you look at your numbers, you'll be able to start seeing, hey, if we do this, this is what can happen. And of course, you can plug all those numbers into the BizFire software. Okay? Now, you make changes, you make enhancements, you try to improve, you do split tests. You have to track the numbers. Because what's going to happen is, let's say you're working on your opt-in page, and you go look for opt-in page examples that other people are running or competitors are running, and you're going to find a page and you're like, this one's awesome, and you're going to fall in love with it, which is really great. But then you need to actually look at the numbers and find out if the one you fell in love with is better than the one you have. You're going to find out a lot of times that people don't act the way you think they should. You're going to look at stuff and be like, wow, this is so gorgeous, this is so awesome. And you might do better. And then the one that you put up that you didn't even realize had a typo in it is converting great. I have friends that were in the infomercial business, and they would sometimes shoot like a really quick down and dirty infomercial. Because if you want to do like a real infomercial production, you're talking spending like $200,000-$300,000 before you ever put it on TV to find out that it sucks. Well, 1 in 20 infomercials that get tested get good enough results that you should do more with it. The other 19, you just kind of just throw them out. I mean, it's a brutal business, right? But they would sometimes find that the test show that they made with like guide lighting and they were screwing stuff up and they weren't quite sure what the message was, outperform. They'll like do a test and it'll work really good. They're like, okay, let's make the big show. And they'll go do the whole big show production and it doesn't get as good results as the first version they made. Now, aesthetically, the new version is so much cooler. But the thing that really matters are the numbers, right? These numbers make me money. And we need the numbers to make us money. And it's always going to be based on the numbers of what really happens. You've heard Matt talk about split testing, right? He was talking about split testing emails and everything else. And you can look at those email subject lines and be like, this is going to kill it. And then you mail it and you're like, what the heck? I don't understand it. That's my best one ever. But it's not your best one ever. It didn't work. Right? It doesn't matter. And again, so much of marketing, and this is a hard thing probably to get used to do it for a while, is, well, there's actually two parts of it. One is you're going to fail a lot, and that's okay, and it's really normal. You just want to fail fast. Right? Tom Watson Jr., who was the son of Tom Watson Sr., used to run IBM, okay, back in the day. You know, gung-ho new recruit came in and got a chance to meet him, and he's like, Mr. Watson, if you could give me any advice, like, so I can advance through the company and I can be valuable and everything else, what would the advice be? And his advice was, fail faster. Because failure is going to happen. And in marketing, we're always going to be trying and testing and doing stuff. And a lot of what you do isn't going to work. But it's okay, it doesn't matter. Thankfully, it's not like inventing the light bulb where you've got to do it like 20,000 times and then one day the light's going to work. All of your failures are not going to be zeros. Edison's failures were zeros, right? Hit the switch, nothing happens, right? I mean, we're going to get something. You run a bad ad, you're still going to get some leads. You have a bad opt-in page, you still get opt-ins, right? You have a bad sales page, somebody still buys. So your mistakes are not going to equal zero. They equal something, they equal learning. But we've got to go through and we've just got to keep going, do tests, get results. When we get numbers, we just start tracking numbers. Hey, look, we do this, it gets us more buyers. We do this, it gets us more upsells. Here's another product we can test selling to the customers that we now have so we can make more money. And as you do that, it's always the numbers. It doesn't require complex calculations as much as you just got to know, we did this and this is the result. And if it was good, we should do it again. Okay? And I know I make it sound simple, but a lot of it's that simple. You just got to churn through this and get there. Okay? Traffic is generally if you have anything that's making money at all, the easiest way to make more money is get more traffic. Okay? Paid traffic, free traffic, any traffic you can get your hands on. Because if you've got something that works at all, putting more people in does more stuff. And the more people you have, the more fun it is, simply because you've got more leads. And it's the same amount of work to send an email to one guy as it is to 100,000 people on a list. Okay? Same amount of work to type it up, copy and paste, and send it. It's just more fun. So generically, this is what happens. But let me talk about what we did in this business where, lots of time now, when my friend approached me 3 years ago and said, hey, I've got this survival business. It's a great opportunity. People are doing millions of dollars in revenue in this space. Let's go try to do something and make it happen. So the first thing we did is we looked at what he had done, products he created, what the sales results were, what numbers he was getting. They weren't that good. We needed to improve on that. But the second thing we did then was I simply went looking for like everybody that I could find a marketing funnel for and bought stuff. I literally bought all the products, went through the upsell funnel. Thankfully, all their upsell funnels are really easy because if you didn't know, it just takes you to the next step in the funnel anyway, so you can see it all. But literally, you can see every page, save the pages, print the pages, look at the funnels, see their price points, what they're selling stuff for. That makes it really easy to go, look, 7 out of 10 guys are selling this in their upsell funnel. Now, that tells you one of two things. It works, or 6 of those guys copied the first guy, thinking that it worked. Well, because this happens a lot. People are like, if you've been around marketing for a while, people are like, just go steal that other guy's stuff. Well, you gotta hope that the part you stole is working, right? I mean, that's like stealing somebody's test answers in school, right? If you steal the wrong answers, you get just as bad a grade instead of a good grade. But we go through and we bought the products because we want to see, what are they doing? What are the other upsells? What are their products? Where are the, if they're getting margins? What do they do for memberships and everything else? Now, one of the first things we wanted to do was add recurring revenue into this business because we want to get paid every month. It's really a lot of fun to get paid every month. It's fun to just know that if we stopped running ads tomorrow, that years from now, people would still be giving us money. Because it truly is just like creating this ongoing revenue stream that you can't kill it if you try. And the way the numbers play out is, if you're anywhere under, let's say, $40 to $50, if you charge somebody $40, and we do a lot of memberships that are in the $40 range, like $39.95 a month, when I'm just rounding up, or in the $15 to $20 range, because and interesting enough, you could take this one and this one, and if you go out like 3 years, you end up with the same amount of money. It's just because the longevity at the lower price is much longer at the lower price than the higher price. So it really depends upon what you're selling in the funnel and how you can convert, because obviously it's easier to convert at the lower number, it just takes longer to get the money. But once these guys settle down, so like in the first month, so at $40, if you have like 100 people in your membership, the next month this is going to drop to let's say 70 people, 68 to 70 people, and then it's going to drop much slower. So the next month this might be go down 80% or like a 20% drop off, but then it slows up and it goes to about 15. So then next month you lose like 10 people or whatever, and you get like 46, and it'll slowly trickle, and then you'll hit a point where you're keeping 90% of them. And it just slowly trickles, but you just keep getting paid. The people that are under $20, this 100 comes down to about 80, and then it comes down to like 70, and then you maybe be 63. This gets to the 90% retention level faster, and the people just stay longer. We have people that have come in to our survival funnel in our membership 3 years ago. They're still paying us. They're our favorite people. And even though we're selling physical products on the front end and giving them the physical bonus when they join the membership, all the membership content is digital. So it's ebooks on a website, content on a website, emails that we're sending them, and but this generates a lot of revenue. It doesn't necessarily generate day one revenue, although we have funnels where we sell them up front on it, so we get some of it. But the long-term value is really increased. And that's what we're talking about, the customer lifetime value, right? So, day one we might get $25 out of somebody, but you go all the way out and it becomes $85 or $95, and that's a lot of money for somebody who comes and gets into this funnel. And the more money we can get here, the more money we can invest in the front end. Somebody was asking me yesterday, if they have a budget of for $500 a month, and how fast should I spend that? And the answer isn't so much how fast you should spend it, it's you want to find a way to recoup it, right? Because if you have $500 to spend in the budget, it's how fast can you get your $500 back? Because if you knew that today you could spend $500 on Facebook, for example, and you could make enough sales to get your $500 back, would you spend that same $500 tomorrow? Yes. Okay? So really, if you fine-tune your business to that standpoint, you have a $15,000 monthly budget because you're just churning the same $500 every day. Right? So it's not necessarily a monthly budget limit. Now, you want to test smaller because you don't want to run out of money in your test budget, but you need to think about it in terms of, I want to be able to build up my ad spend, how much I can invest in the business based upon how fast I can recoup that money. If it takes you, and it'll all depend on what you're trying to sell. Some stuff has a long life cycle, right? It's high price. Like, I don't remember your name, it's selling the licensing for the golf and tennis programs, right? That's it. How long, would you say it takes from the day you generate a lead to your average sale?
I wish I could give you the exact number. Some people it's the first week, other people it's 2 months. I had one guy's been on my list for 4 years, and just came out of the blue and paid me $25,000, out of the blue. But usually it's a week to 2 months.
Right. So there's a big difference spread in there. But when you're looking at, I got to go generate a bunch of leads and I don't get paid for 2 months, you need more budget to be able to do that. But the faster you can roll your money and bring it back, you can increase your budget being able to do this. So one of the big things we want to do is we brought in recurring revenue because we wanted to feed the people off all these low-price products that we're selling them into something where we can keep getting paid and we can build up this big residual stream of income, which has money to us, which we could sell off if we wanted to, and is going to continue to make us money for a long time to come. The other nice part about recurring income is that if you ever say, I just want to make more money this month, if you lower your ad cost, it's like, so let's say instead of spending $150,000 on ad cost, we said, let's make $100,000. We'll just only spend $50,000. Well, we're still going to make a bunch of money and be really profitable because these people are not dependent upon us running ads this month, right? They're just sending money anyway. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. This also gives you the ability to carry through if you want to go try something else. If you feel like I think things are getting rocky, maybe I need to change my business model. This money goes a long way because it just keeps on coming, all of the time coming in there. Okay? Mm-hmm. So this is a big thing we wanted to add to the business. Then the other thing that we started doing was just based upon looking at what other people were selling and what people were doing is we wanted to find more products because to increase the lifetime value of a customer, right? If we want to make more money, we got to sell them more stuff. So we wanted to find out first of all, what other products could we sell them? So we went, we started. Our main product was flashlights, but we're like, what if we sell them, a knife, or another kind of knife, or an upgraded to a big baton flashlight. How about a gun cleaning knife? Free gun oil. What else we said? A tactical pen. There's more stuff that I'm forgetting. But it's looking and seeing what other people are selling or what's in their upsell chain. What can we put in for more products? And in many cases, these products, people come in as a customer, and we're following up with an autoresponder series to them saying, hey, get more products from us. And if they're not already in the membership, we come right back and take another crack at them to put them in the membership because the membership is the most profitable thing we can sell because it doesn't cost us anything, right? So this is literally a way where we're like, okay, even if this guy bought a flashlight but he didn't join the membership, maybe he comes in and gets a knife, buys a membership, right? So we make money on the knife, we make money on the membership. So we're constantly trying to bring them through. If we have more products, we have, conversely, because we want to increase the value of our leads as well, we make everybody opt in before they get to the product. So like if you come and want a free flashlight, you have to opt in. And so we get, on average, 5 leads for every 1 buyer in our funnel. So today, if we have 300 flashlight buyers, we'll get 1,500 leads. And those 1,500 leads, You know, 1 out of 5 bought a flashlight. The other ones need to get beat to death. So they get, you didn't buy the flashlight, you forgot to buy the flashlight, hey, you left it in the shopping cart, you need to come back, do that. And then they don't do that. It's like, hey, listen, we got this knife, you want to get this knife, you need to get this knife. And there's dozens of follow-up emails to get them to buy something so that we can, make them into the customer. And then, as a customer, they get a whole bunch of follow-up series doing this that are all just, basic emails. Come buy this stuff. Come buy this stuff. You didn't buy this stuff yet, you should. And so, we want to make money out of the 2 segments of the business, the customers and the leads, right? So by getting more products, we could put more people in there. In both cases, to make more money, we send email for other stuff. So we promote CPA offers with People CPA networks. Cost per acquisition networks are big advertising networks. People that want to sell stuff go to the network, and the networks have big pools of affiliates. Some of them could literally send you 10,000 people a day. And you can, as an affiliate in the network, mail offers that will be targeted to your audience. So there'll be people that will mail offers to sell, outdoor solar chargers, camping equipment, laser sights for guns, machetes. Like some of these guys come up with the scariest looking knives and machetes and everything else. People buy them. I don't know the anyone ever uses them other than I could kill you if I wanted to. But it's hey, as long as they're buying, we just hope they're not hurting anybody. So we make money sending CPA offers. We make money sending affiliate offers. We sell paid ads. Matt was talking, I think today or yesterday, you probably heard him talking about, how you can buy solo ads. Well, you can sell solo ads. We have brokers that sell ads to our list. We get paid, depending on the list size, $1,500 to $2,000 to send an ad. Mm-hmm. So we don't care, to a certain extent, if it works or not. We don't even know the results of the ad other than if the broker comes back and says, hey, they want to buy again, it was good. We just get paid up front. They give us the email copy, we send the email. It's a good day, right? We get paid to send email. So that adds a lot of profit to it. Another thing that we do a lot of, we do this in the IM market, but we do it in the survival market, is we swap promos. We know other guys who have big businesses in the survival business, so we'll swap promotions. Like we have one running next Wednesday with a company that's bigger than us, and we'll swap promotions. They're mailing for our knife product, we're mailing for their survival launch. Okay? So it's free. It costs neither one of us any money. And whatever we make, we make. And all we try to do is kind of balance off and get about the same number of clicks. So if we send them like 2,000 clicks, we'll expect that they'll send about 2,000 clicks. And if one of us is short, we just send some more another mailing to part of the list and balance it out. But this is great because once you have the list, it costs you $0 to do this, right? All you're doing is, hey, I'm going to send an email that costs me nothing, and I'm going to make money. And we trade with some of those guys every month. Some guys want to trade like every 3 months, but we've got several people that we do that with on a regular basis, and everybody's happy and get good results. So, making money from it, and this same thing for sending email applies to the leads too. All this list stuff kind of gets together. If you become a lead in our funnel of what we do here, you're going to get, after the first week, you're going to get 2 emails a day for a long time. You get an email from the autoresponder series, and you get our broadcast email. Okay, when we're mailing out, whether it's our product, affiliate product, CPA, paid ad, or whatever, and then you're getting the autoresponder series that's almost always our products. Because basically, sooner get to the end of the autoresponder series than we start you again. Because you can never send too much email. It's impossible. They get so much email, it doesn't matter how much you send. We also, as part of all of this, we run 4 separate email lists, depending upon the products or giveaways where somebody started. And we run 4 different lists for a reason. The smallest of these lists is well over 100,000 people now. But we run them for a couple of reasons. Number one is, because the more lists I have, the more ads I can get paid to send. Because we'll get guys that will be able to buy all 4 lists. Another reason is that now I can get people on one list to join another list. Which means now I can mail them, instead of 2 times a day, I can mail them 4 times a day because it's a different list. Some of the people are nice and they're on all of the lists. We like those people a lot because they're very, very responsive. So how do we get them to join all these lists? Well, one of the things that we started doing are giveaways. And I talked about this some yesterday. Very straightforward. Win a survival bag, win something related to survival, bug out bag, emergency kit, backpack with supplies for 2. We run ads for a lot of that stuff on Facebook. And as I was saying yesterday, that really, is just an ad that says, win this free. Shows a picture of the item, says, hey, you can get this, $200 thing free. Just go here and enter. We'll even ship it to the winner for free. They get to the page, says the same thing. They opt in. We try to sell them stuff, right? So remember that from yesterday, right? So we also use these to our list. This is highly effective. A lot of these are gun giveaways. So you can win a 6-hour pistol, or you can win a Remington shotgun, or you can win other stuff. I don't know. By the way, I've never actually shot a gun in my life, but I've given away a lot of guns.
Hanging out with Matt, never shot a gun.
Never shot a gun. The good news for Matt is I also never hit him when I shot a gun. So, but we do a lot of gun giveaways. And here's what happens. It's a great way to get your list, to keep your list active and fresh and engaged is we send an email to our list that says, hey, win this gun. They come, they enter. They're super responsive because a lot of them came from giveaways, so they like to win free stuff. All right? So they go to the opt-in page and enter their email address again. And 2 things happen. One, they go to another list. So we now built the other list with a guy who's super responsive, right? Because the guy opened an email, saw an email, came, entered a form, joined another list. Good guy. Because the more responsive people are, the more they're going to do. Right? Then the next thing that happens is we sell this stuff. And it's really kind of interesting. So I could send an email to my list and say, go buy this knife. And maybe I'd sell 100 knives. Okay? I can send an email that says, win this free gun, and like 5 or 7 or 10 times as many people will go to this gun giveaway, they'll opt in, and they'll get to see this offer. And if I showed them the exact same knife offer, I'd sell about as many knives, like about 100 knives as I would make sending it to the list. It's really interesting. People are very strange. Because you wouldn't think, hey, come win this gun, and then I show them something to buy on the next page, you would sell that much. But the sheer volume of people that respond to the free giveaway is so much bigger that you're still selling this stuff. And, 98% of them aren't buying the knife. No harm, no foul. Like, they don't want to buy it, they close the page. Who cares? No one's offended by it. But from an email delivery standpoint, getting all these opens and clicks on the free giveaway is great. Getting people to join another list of yours where they're also going to be responsive is great. And you're making money at the same time. So we leverage this giveaway concept not only in buying ads on Facebook and generating people, but even within our own list to keep the people active and keep them excited. So a couple of times a week, usually we're mailing, we're just rotating through a whole bunch of promos for like six different gun giveaways.
Would you stop it already?
What's that?
Would you stop it already? Keep getting too many emails for free guns, free knives, free flashlights.
No.
No, I got opt out.
You gotta opt out.
Unsubscribe.
You'll never get off the list, except voluntarily. Or if you don't open in like three months, then we just clean the list.
Got it.
But if you click, you're staying forever. And you can't help but click.
Right. Yeah.
Because you need another free gun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then I never take possession.
Well, that's it. But we'll send you money. Nobody's yet said, oh no, I don't want the money. So we leverage these in a lot of ways because what we want to be able to do in the business is to make more money, generate more traffic in a way that we cut our lead costs. When we started looking at what people were doing in the survival business, we saw some people test giveaways and kind of get away from them. But for the most part, everybody's pitches are like very straightforward. Take cold traffic, sell them stuff, which we do a lot of, especially with the flashlight. But what we found was that if you start looking at the cost, that these guys are like, hey, I'm paying $4 to $5 to get a lead. And this is all U.S. numbers because everybody's selling in America, right? So they're paying $4 to $5 to get a lead from Facebook. And we found out that we could do that too. That wasn't really hard. And these are some of the same guys who are like trying to sell the leads to people and everything else. We found out, we come in and we start testing these giveaways that, our lead cost was well under $1, and you saw like that one campaign where 51 cents. Well, that's a really big difference when you're getting a lot more people on your list. And again, they enter the giveaway, right? They go on a list and we sell them stuff. So it isn't like we just generate the lead and then we've got to hope they respond to email later. We're immediately selling them stuff. And we just went through a whole lot of reprogramming and got rid of a programmer that's worked in this business and rebuilt. When all of this is done getting the new software built, what will actually happen is the repeat guys will rotate through correctly the way I want them to the offers. So we'll actually know, hey, this guy already bought the flashlight, and he last saw the knife offer, so let's show him the tack pen offer. Because then we'll actually more efficiently go through these guys. Because some of these people, I can go in and look them up. They're literally like, we've got 4 lists, 2 giveaways a week usually. 8 times a week these guys are opting in. So I want them to see all the offers because they're going to get bored with different offers. And when we run out of our own offers, okay, or if you don't have a lot of offers, we just drop them into CPA offers. We literally, it's like, they enter, we flash a quick page that says, hey, thanks for your entry, because you don't want people to freak out. Thanks for your entry, check out the deal we found for you. And then we show them, we send them to a gun laser site or somebody with a cool machete or whatever. There's a lot of death and dismemberment involved in this business. Everyone would say, oh, we're just here to protect ourselves, right? It's like, yes, I need a machete that will slice a melon in half 3 times in a second. Or I need the quick draw knife, right? Or the switchblade or whatever. It's hilarious. But in doing this, this is another way that we really monetize the list. And at the same time, we've used this to generate hundreds of thousands of leads from the giveaways and put them in the funnel and follow up with them. Yes?
Percentage of giveaways you mentioned 2 times a week. Is that based on so many thousand opt-ins, or is it just a time frame?
No, it's just a time frame. Because in the way that it started out, doing that was just testing from an email delivery standpoint. Right? If I mail out something like, Secret Montana Rancher reveals, the warning he gave to his followers. It's like a Dora promo. I'm gonna get only so many opens and clicks. It's, those guys will pay a lot of money for that ad because their customer's worth a lot. But my open and click rate isn't going to be that great because they're running the ad in a way to get the customers that they want. If the next day I mail win this free X-Bolt rifle that's perfect for, carrying in your back of your pickup truck, and I'm going to get 10 times as many clicks, right? That rejuvenates my delivery on the ISP end. Yahoo and Gmail are looking at that going, wow, these people love this guy's content. Look how responsive they are opening and clicking. And so we want to keep the list engaged. But the same time we're keeping the list engaged, we're making money every time we send this. It seems weird that you're like, you send the same thing to win another gun and you make money every time you do it. But we do. And we can make money just off, sending them into CPA offers. Yes, Dave.
Sean, so I'm kind of curious if you guys have tested or if it's even legal to incentivize someone that's entered the sweepstakes and you say, congratulations, your entry has been received, and oh, by the way, here's this great offer. If you had some kind of a message that said to increase your entries or purchases increase your entries or multiply your entries.
Well, so you have to be really careful.
Right.
You cannot run what essentially becomes a lottery at that point where people spend money to increase their odds of winning. Okay? If you go to like publishers, if you ever want to see people that invest in Publishers Clearinghouse, I mean, you go to their site and they'll be like, it's amazing how complex it is. But you go to their site and you say, okay, I can enter this free drawing. And then the next thing that you do after you enter the free drawing is like, oh, here's how to increase your chances to win. And really well-worded language that somewhere in it says, buying stuff will not increase your chances to win, but then they're going to show you like 20 offers of all stuff that looks like cheap stuff off infomercials or late night TV ads. And then these go on for pages. And then you can get discounted publisher offers for magazines and everything else. And all the time they're like, oh, thanks for being a loyal customer. Oh, you just helped fund our prize pool. And you're the best. Oh, you're so good. But all the while, there are disclaimers everywhere that says, you can buy everything. It doesn't matter. Your odds of winning are never going to change.
Interesting.
Yeah, because you can't.
So you have to qualify it with that if you take that approach. Otherwise, you run the risk of being labeled a lottery and then.
Oh yeah, then you go to jail.
Yes, so
If you go to jail, that's really bad.
yes, indeed.
I went to law school.
So you ruled it, and you ruled it out as a technique.
Right. So that's where now you will see people running contests, and there's software you can license to do this. That will be, okay, you entered to win. If you want more entries, you can do stuff. You could share this on Facebook.
Okay.
You could send an email blast to friends. You can post it on a blog. And there's tracking built into that as to whether or not you did it.
Right.
So you can make people do stuff to earn more free entries, but buying stuff, can't do that.
Okay, great.
Yeah, otherwise, yes, it's a great idea.
Okay, thanks.
There's a lot of draconian penalties. Let's avoid those. So what we talked about here is like how do we make more money from these people? Because that was our first thing. We can increase it. Then the next thing is, right? We wanted to get more traffic because now even if we were kind of doing both at once in growing stuff, but a lot of this is. We now know we create multiple products, we keep adding products, we keep recruiting funnels, but we just want to up the volume. So how do we up the volume? Well, we run three main ways. Number one, obviously, we run Facebook ads, which are great because we can control them as long as we don't upset Facebook with anything, which occasionally we do just because it's Facebook. But so we're spending money and running Facebook ads, and we can control those, and we can control the volume really easily because we can either spend more money today or less money today if we want to. But in terms of generating traffic, and well, we do get free traffic to coming in and referral traffic and everything else, and we own freeflashlight.com and and so we get a lot of traffic off of that. Our biggest way we built this is on paid traffic, just because it's faster. I mean, we could go get traffic we couldn't get for free. So we use Facebook ads. We use email ads. Like Beth was talking about buying solo ads, we buy solo ads to big email lists that are either in the survival space or the gun space or the political space, and we pay them to send emails. Now, the good thing about sending email ads is the people that respond are email responsive. Right? You send an email to somebody, they click, they respond, they come over. They're email responsive, so they're really good people to have on your list. The complicated part about buying email ads, where we buy them, I mean, some of the ads that we buy, probably the most expensive drop we've done was $18,000, is sometimes they don't work good. You have to develop good relationships with the guys that broker these, find out what's really working to the list. You obviously don't have to start there. You can buy lower cost ads, but there's to all of this there are pros and cons. We've had email ads that are awesome. We've had email ads that it's like, did you guys actually send that? It's feeling a little quiet around here. But overall, we've developed good relationships with a couple of brokers that both sell ads to our list and that we buy ads from. And if we have a problem, we get them to make it good, send another email, get us more traffic, and make sure that we can hit our numbers. Another added category of traffic we use is CPA networks. And to answer the first question you might have, which is, well, why don't you just do one of them? Is because we want to diversify our traffic. And from our standpoint, with the size of our business, it's important because sometimes things hiccup. Like last fall, our biggest supplier of email ads started having delivery problems. So they really weren't a good source anymore. And sometimes in a month we might spend $100,000 with them. And all of a sudden we're spending zero. If that was the only way we generated traffic, that would really suck, right? So we want to diversify how we're doing this. CPA networks are awesome and terrifying all at the same time. Because when you go to a CPA network and you say, okay, so I want to run and get traffic for this, the first question they'll ask you is, how much can you afford to pay? And then they'll ask you to pay more. So you have to really know your numbers before you're ready to get there. But the next thing that you have to deal with is that in the world of CPA, there's a massive amount of fraud that can potentially occur or will occur. Because all these CPA networks have affiliates, and many of the affiliates are looking for ways to game the system. They don't want to, there are whole forums dedicated to how to cheat this stuff. So we have a lot of complex tracking systems we've built to make sure that we know where chargebacks, refunds come from, who they're associated with, because the CPA networks pass data through to us that we know exactly who sent it, what the ID number is, the affiliate that sent the traffic. So and you'll see stuff like, guy sends one click and there's 7 buyers. And that's a pretty good clue. Something's wrong, right? So we built tracking to be able to handle all this because that's really obvious that some guy stole 7 credit cards and they worked. And what they want to do is leverage those stolen credit cards into a commission here because they can't buy a product for them, right? They get delivered to their house, it would be too obvious. So they go try to dump this on us by getting us these fraudulent buyers in it. If you deal with networks that really vet their affiliates, you can cut down on this risk a lot because the guys that are legit want to run a long-term business and want a long-term relationship with you. You can, I just had a guy the other day who said to me from one of these networks, he said, if you guys will pay us $2 more, we'll send you 1,000 more buyers a day. If you'll increase the payout. Now, so that's the good news. The bad news is that he's saying, okay, so we want to spend $20,000 a day of your money. So it doesn't seem like much until you do the math. But they have so much traffic and so much volume across so many niches. A lot of the ads that you see on native ads, Google ads, are all CPA guys running traffic. A lot of the email blasts that you get on lists are from CPA guys. Because there's everything in here from generating leads from insurance or new people who want to move or get houses or solar power to weight loss products to different health supplements. I mean, they've got in their networks that specialize in all of these. So this is a good way to do stuff, and we kind of got a healthy balance of how we do all this, and we stay on top of our networks, and we limit. Like we pull traffic off of, again, we diversify, so we've got three networks that we mainly get our CPA traffic from. Because why do we diversify? Because they all vary every month depending upon what affiliate's doing what, and what the hot offer is, and who gets distracted or doesn't realize their numbers are good. So we diversify within there so that any one of them having less traffic or falling apart doesn't hurt our business. And really it's, so the way we grew this is, it's the same way that I was talking about up here, right? Look at numbers. We find products that work. We find ways to get more traffic. We find ways to extract more money out of the people, and it's just an ongoing process. I probably shouldn't say this out loud. None of what we do is perfect. Right? There's no question that you can find improvements, but the improvements come with, hey, we got to stop looking at this thing to go look at that thing, or we've got to hire somebody and have them do just that. And so a lot of the imperfections are things we don't want to do, like have a lot more people working for us. Our goal is to be simple. As much as we can and still run a multi-million-dollar business. The other thing that, as you grow your enterprise, you're going to hit is you hit different profit percentage levels. Now, we've got guys that we know in the survival business who are doing huge numbers, and their profit margin may be like 5% or 7%. It's not that big. Our target is to run as close as we can to 40% because it's way more fun, it's way more profitable, and our risk, is almost. It's hard for us to not make money in a given month. As we grew this business, we could have grown it faster if we were willing to not make money every month, but we pretty much like getting paid. So we were pulling money out every single month as we're growing, except December of last year. So December of last year, what happens? Trump and the government announced there's going to be more tariffs on Chinese goods. We buy a lot of stuff from China. It was a good time to buy a lot of stuff from China. So we spent a lot of money in December buying stuff from China to get it to the U.S. before tariffs would come in. And coincidentally, if you spend a lot of money in December and take a tax deduction, you don't have to pay taxes on it for last year. So we did that on purpose there. But we wanted to grow and make money at the same time, and we want to run this at a really healthy profit margin. You'll find as you hit tiers of growing your business that you could actually grow it bigger, and you're like, but I'm not making any more money. Like the cost of being bigger is more people, more stuff, more stress. You don't end up making as much money as you work, or you find your margin falls, and you're like, okay, why should we go spend twice as much money a month on ads, and we're only making a little bit more? So as you start to do this, you'll find this kind of the sweet spot where this feels good. We feel good about the profit, where we are, how many people we got to deal with, what our risk factors are in advertising, and we're making a lot of money, so it's good. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just curious if your profit matters depending on the three ways you're bringing them in. So I'm just looking at our business. We use two of those three. we're in biz up and
Mhm.
you make money from home, so Facebook's difficult for us. But,
Yeah, because Facebook hates that.
And Google.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
email and CPA love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, CPA networks love it. And that's a good point. So, yeah, we target, what we attempt to do in here is to, for the same amount we pay out to a CPA network, like one of our offers, we pay out $20. If we're paying them $20, we want to make our email ads perform in the end to be the same kind of number. Even though, arguably, these are better leads on our list than this, because they're all coming from email, and the email list is valuable. And the same thing with Facebook. We want to make all of these perform at that same level that we would pay out here that we're willing to
I
pay.
may have asked it the wrong way. I said profit, but maybe a lifetime value on
Mhm.
different methods. Do you track them differently, or because we just found that with CPA, and we love it, it's fast. The refund and chargeback rates, even from good networks, is far higher. But interesting enough, you can watch it out over 12 months. It does start creeping back up.
Right.
But boy, the first month, the first 60 days, the refund rate's higher for sure.
Yeah, well, and I think that's probably because you've got people using landing pages that are, here's how Jenny from Chicago, makes $6,000 a month from home, and pages they're never going to let you see it precede your pages.
There's no doubt.
That are probably, see, we don't have that much of a problem selling like flashlights and knives and stuff because there's no reason for someone to exaggerate the potential benefit of what we're doing. But we do measure. We just finished building a new internal system where all these sources are all tagged so that we can go pull the recurring value, lifetime value, chargebacks, everything on not only them as a group but individually. So like in the CPA where we've got 3 networks, we know the difference between the 3 networks. And there's actually slight differences in the payouts that I have with the networks based upon I'm willing to pay more to the guys that cause less problems. One of my networks has more chargebacks than the other. I don't know why they would tell me that's impossible, but it's a fact.
What's the retailer on that CPA, on the $20?
What's the retail? They pay $9.95 shipping and handling for a flashlight.
It's the one to us, more so on 47, and the CPA is between 8 and 100. So.
Right. But that's the 47, and they've got the downsells and all the other things. Yeah. So there's a lot of ways to get traffic. One of the things that I did mention, one of the great things about CPA is this. Like I was saying, we pay them $20. We don't care if they make $10 a buyer runs. It's not our problem. Okay? It's not our benefit. It's theirs. But what happens is you can literally cap your marketing cost. Because let's say you think, well, I can do so much on Facebook, but I got to pay attention or email ads or whatever. But when you go to a network, you're just like, I will pay this as long as it fits in the marketplace against everybody else. That's all you pay. And once you get close to the number, they're amazingly price sensitive. Like I said, we had somebody come to us and say, if you can pay 22, we can give you a boatload more traffic. Well, I don't want to pay 22. It messes up my numbers. Nor do I want this spike of, I'm going to flood you with all these people because I don't know if that flood of people is legitimate or not. I only trust these networks, not at all. But and I used to own a CPA network, so I've been on both sides of this. But there's huge potential in there once you learn how to work it and you build and you've got your tracking systems in place. You can literally turn the spigot to as much traffic as you can handle with all this.